know from my last video, I was in the process of moving all my plants to Davis, where I currently and these are the little fronds that are coming out. So this was a month or so, but hello everybody, this is Nick with Nick's Carnivores, and today I have a really special unboxing video for you all. So as you guys know from my last video, I was in the process of moving all my plants to Davis, where I currently reside, and I'll give a tour about this greenhouse in a bit. But yeah, most of my rare carnivorous plants are successfully transferred into this like makeshift greenhouse, and yeah, they're all doing pretty well. I'll give a more in-depth update, like showing you guys each plant inside of the greenhouse, etc. Shortly. I'm a little bit busy right now, but maybe like within a weekish. But yeah, today I'm gonna be going over a very special plant that I just received in the mail. This plant is called Lecanopteris Balgooyi. I just had to double check the pronunciation real quick, and it is Balgooyi. It's named after, I believe, the surname of an Indonesian explorer or botanist. I'll give you guys more in-depth information about how the species was found, cultivated, etc. during the unboxing. But yeah, as you guys can see right here, I do have a type of fern. I believe it is a common name blue star fern. It's growing inside my Nepenthes veitchii. It was like a hitchhiker. But typically ferns, they expand or divide or like make new ferns by rhizome, right? And then the rhizome spreads, and from the rhizome comes like a decent amount of fronds, like either singularly or like in a bundle of fronds. But yeah, these ant ferns are really special because their rhizome is very like odd looking. I don't really even have a word to describe it right now, but it is very unique. And if you guys have a chance to see ant ferns, I'll potentially put some pictures up here right now. But yeah, their rhizomes can almost look like turtle shells. It's very interesting how they form. But yeah, I'm very excited to get into this unboxing, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so here's the box of Lecanopteris, or the box that the Lecanopteris was shipped in. I peeled off the label so you guys couldn't see my address and everything, but yeah, I guess let's get straight into the unboxing. This is very exciting because, as you guys know, well, my channel is titled Nick's Carnivores, but I really love seeing like the relationship between insects and plants. I mean, of course, as you guys know, flowering plants are almost always pollinated by insects, but that's kind of rivaled by carnivorous plants like Pinguicula, Heliamphora, Nepenthes, etc. because those plants come from nutrient-poor soils where they actually need to feed on not their pollinators, but insects, in order to get their like nutrition. As you guys can see, this is going to be quite a mess. Okay, well, I guess I'll just clean this up later. But yeah, it seems like it is just filled with, oh my god, it's like releasing dust, spores, and particles everywhere. You guys can probably see it. Okay, I'm gonna need to remove all of this outside my room so it doesn't like cause any like allergens. But yeah, I'll resume the video after all this fluff is gone. Alright, I'm back, and yeah, it's very interesting how the seller used like shredded cardboard. I removed like a little bit of it, and here is a mass. I believe this is the plant, but it's quite heavy, which is very interesting. As you guys can see, the rest of the box is also filled with the fluff, so I'll go through this a little bit later to check if there's anything else inside. But yeah, it's very interesting. Lots of dusts in the air. But yeah, as I was saying earlier in the introduction of the video, Lecanopteris are a genus of ferns that grow in nature alongside ants. So they have like quite a bit of rhizomatic tissue. Oh wait, I believe this is like a cooling pack actually. Okay. Well, I guess I'll be right back again to get the plant, but okay. I've removed quite a bit of additional fluffs, and this looks like a plant, because there's a pot and everything. But yeah. So as I was saying, these Lecanopteris actually evolved to live with ants, kind of in a relationship. I think this is called facultative symbiosis, in which like the ants and the Lecanopteris don't necessarily need each other to survive, but because of their symbiosis, they both like achieve something, like the plants receiving protection and a place to store their food and nutrients, and the plant receiving extra nutrients from ant guano and such and stuff like that. But yeah, this contrasts with carnivorous plants, as you know, carnivores eat the bugs, but these plants actually serve as like homes for the bugs, most namely ants for this genus. And yeah, it is quite interesting. Okay, lots of extra. Wow, oh my goodness, that is adorable. Oh my goodness. Wow. As you guys can see, this is like a small swollen rhizome. And these are little fronds that are coming out. So this was a division given from an eBay seller. I purchased this 3 days ago, and thankfully it shipped like in 2 days. So quite happy about that. I was a little bit scared that it wouldn't do too well during shipment because Davis, as you guys might know, is extremely hot. Like today, I'm pretty sure we will see a high of 96, 97 degrees. But yeah, as you guys can see, this is a fern. Doesn't really look like one. It looks a little bit like a caudex plant. But this is the rhizome, or the rhizomatic tissue of the fern. And basically, because it's swollen, it'll be a little bit hard to see, but through this, this is a cutting, by the way, through this hollow rhizome, there's like a bunch of little compartments. I'll throw up some pictures right now so you guys can see. But in this rhizome live ants, and yeah, the ants can form colonies and breed and, you know, mingle. I'm honestly not too well versed in the world of ants, but yeah, this is the baby cutting of Lecanopteris balgooyi that I received, and yeah, it is extremely interesting looking. So I'll get this guy put inside my grow chamber, and I'll show you guys what it looks like after I found a good spot for it. So as you guys could see from the last clip, I got my grow tent, very mini grow tent open. And yeah, I guess I'll give you guys a small tour right now. Wow, this is such an adorable plant. Such a unique species. As you guys can see, it's so small that the fronds aren't even spore producing yet. So I think these are like immature fronds. It's a little bit easier to see like the holes of where the ants would kind of crawl into and reside. But yeah, I really love this species, specifically of Lecanopteris, because of its kind of like very odd looking spiky growths out of the fronds, or out of the rhizome. I'm not sure if those will turn into fronds, but yeah, its growth habit is just extremely fascinating. That is quite weird. But yeah, I think I'll keep the Lecanopteris probably in this shelf for now. I'll probably have to move my Nepenthes Edwardsiana. I know you guys probably have not seen this plant yet, but don't worry, a tour will be coming soon. Nepenthes Edwardsiana and Nepenthes Edwardsiana, 2 different clones. But yeah, it'll live amongst the Heliamphora and a couple Cephalotus on this little tray right here, because I do want to keep I do want to make sure that this plant is receiving like adequate watering, and it doesn't sit in water too much and stuff like that. But yeah, that is completely adorable. As I was saying though, as these plants live with ants in nature, and it's kind of a facultative symbiosis, because of that, they don't actually need the ants to survive. So in cultivation, it's extremely common to keep them without ants. If there are already ants inside, I guess they can just live there, but I don't think I'm going to purposefully introduce the ants unless I had like a sealed area with a large collection of Lecanopteris to do so. But yeah, as you guys can see, the rhizome is kind of this like greenish bluish hue that will darken up as it matures. Right now it's extremely small, but it has kind of what's the word? The roots of the plant are not very like well established, so they're not going to go deep into the substrate. I believe it's in a tall pot just to keep it from like getting waterlogged. But yeah, these guys in nature grow as kind of aeroids on the side of trees, where they'll just hang. Let's say this is a tree, right? Or let's say this is a tree. They'll just hang here, and then ants can climb up, take residence, and they have that going on. But yeah, this species was discovered in Sulawesi, Indonesia, with its range being from Indonesia to like Malaysia, places in Southeast Asia. And yeah, that is quite remarkable. All of its beautiful, beautiful spikes, light green spikes on its rhizome. As you guys can see, there is a new frond coming in right there at the front. These guys do appreciate shade a little bit more than Heliamphora and even Nepenthes, but as you guys can see, this is basically my tallest shelf. The other ones were my Pinguiculas and Platycerium. This is kind of empty for now. There's my Utricularia, but yeah, not much going on. So I do have more room now for more plants. Back at home I did not. But yeah, that is quite adorable. It is definitely my favorite plant in my collection at the moment, albeit not the most sought after in price, but that's remarkable. These guys are also apparently pretty fast growers, so I'm excited to see its progress, and I'll keep you guys updated of how it's doing over the next months or so. But yeah, very, very cute little plant. I love ferns. Their fronds are extremely beautiful, and there's just something about them. I don't know if it's the color or the way their rhizome looks. I am very interested in caudex plants as well, but I feel like Lecanopteris, since not truly being true caudex plants, with the color of their rhizomes and like, what would you call these? Different characteristics like spikes, or some of Lecanopteris species actually have like a scale looking rhizome, and I've heard that the scale looking rhizome actually attracts ants, because as you guys know, scale is a common pest and also a natural prey to some ant species, so they might attract ants to come live inside them through the scale looking rhizome. But yeah, I guess that is it for today. As you guys can see, my greenhouse has been doing decently well. Highs of 83, lows of like about 70, with high humidity all around. So I hope this guy will do well. If not, I'll definitely move him or try to accommodate, like maybe put a shade cloth on top, just to limit the amount of UV rays actually that the plant actually receives. But yeah, I'm very excited, as this is the start of a new genus collection for me, and I do believe there's 13 different Lecanopteris species known to man right now. Of course, there might be more that haven't been discovered, and I'd love to discover some more in the future. But yeah, I believe there's 13, so it doesn't make it the most difficult genus to collect, especially when you compare it to plants like Heliamphora, which I believe have somewhere around in the high 20s or the low 30s. I'll have to double check, but yeah, it makes it more collectible than other species, albeit very rare and quite expensive. But yeah, I'm extremely happy with this purchase, and it is definitely my favorite plant in my collection at the moment. Extremely cute. And yeah, as you guys know, I do another fern species or fern genus that I do really like is Platycerium, which are known as staghorn ferns. I had a friend come over to this apartment recently, and they were like, "Oh, I didn't know you could grow like fungus." So that was kind of interesting to hear, because I do think they do look a little bit, they do resemble like a slime mold of sorts, with how their fronds are very, I'm not even sure the word that you would say or you describe it as, but it is very interesting. I do love fern species. And yeah, these are my other platycerium. Most of these are cultivars of the species Wallinkii. I do love Platycerium wallinkii. It is like a more compact, smaller species. And this is a closer look at my hitchhiker fern. Again, I'm not too sure what species this is. I believe it might be a blue star fern, but at the same time, I'm not quite sure, because its fronds are very like greenish bluish. So yeah, that is very interesting to see. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing and short little tour. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to give enough information, because honestly, I don't know too much about this genus myself, just like the basics. I will be doing more research in the very short future. So yeah, thank you guys all for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Actually, here's a little bonus clip, post watering. So it was a little bit dirty, like dusty and stuff, but you guys can really see the almost like neon kryptonite-ish green color of its new rhizome growths, and kind of how they fade to silverish blue for older parts of the rhizome. But it is quite the unique species. Absolutely adorable. Thank you guys again, and see you in the next video.